Last week, Ford gave Between the Axles a tour of the company's design facilities in the outer suburbs of Melbourne. The recently refurbished design complex features a virtual reality centre, one of only 3 in the Ford empire and the only one in Australia. The virtual reality centre is just one part of the virtual design process that leads up to producing scale models, pre-production prototypes, and finally the real deal that you and I can buy in a car showroom. For over 20 years, car designers and engineers have been doing their thing digitally, but no matter how perfectly they rendered a car, when it's viewed on a monitor or a TV screen, it just doesn't give you an immersive and lifelike experience. That's where this virtual gear comes into play. Firstly, there's the headgear, which gives the user a 3D stereoscopic view of the virtual world. And then there's these silver tracking markers on the virtual headset, as well as this pair of gloves. The technology here is similar to that used in Hollywood when animating humanoid CGI characters in movies like Avatar, Polar Express, and Beowulf. The location of these markers are picked up by an array of 16 infrared cameras located at various points throughout the virtual reality center, and these keep a track of where you are inside or outside the car, as well as what you're looking at and what you're trying to interact with. The Virtual Reality Centre in Australia is primarily tasked with ensuring that all of a car's instruments, controls and features are within easy reach. So in the centre there's a mock car interior that the virtual world is centred upon and in which you sit. When we tried the system, we were still able to see parts of the real world out of the corners of our eyes. Despite the fact that the virtual world only took up about 75% of our field of vision, it was remarkably immersive. In fact, if you tweak the settings so that you're 10 meters in the air, you'll have a massive sense of vertigo. According to Adam Frost, Chief Engineer at Ford Australia and Head of Digital Innovation in the Asia Pacific, engineers have played these tricks in the past. And the result? Unsuspecting victims started grabbing at objects to balance themselves, and many people even fell over. None of the functions inside the virtual car work, but the engineers can make it so that if you say hit a button, it'll glow red. You can even do a few things that might be a bit painful to try in real life, such as stick your head inside the dashboard to have a look around. If you want to get up and have a look around the car, it's not that hard to do. You can remove the visor from the front of the headset so you can see both the real world and the virtual one at the same time. You do, however, need someone to make sure that you don't trip over the headset's umbilical cord though.